Good evening, everybody. At this time, I'd like to call this Board of Education meeting to order, and I want to let everybody know that we do have a quorum this evening. I need a motion, Board, to approve today's meeting agenda in a second. Motion by Mr. Smack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Buchanan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, tonight Mr. Tolbert is going to lead us in the invocation. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight thankful for all your wonderful blessings. We thank you for bringing everyone here safely tonight and pray for their safe travels home at the conclusion of our meeting. As always, we thank you for a wonderful school system and our students and our staff. We ask for wisdom and guidance for this board as they continue to make decisions for our school system. And Lord, I ask for the continued safety of our students and our staff. All this I ask in your precious name. Amen.
You switch it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank everybody for being here. This is our public budget hearing, and on behalf of the Board of Education, I want to extend a sincere appreciation for those joining us tonight, coming to speak and talking time, to share your thoughts with us this evening on our fiscal year 2027 budget. Our board truly values the ongoing support and, to be honest, the feedback that we receive from the community, each and every one of you, whether it's offered in settings like this or sent to us in a message through email, shared in passing when we meet you around the county. Your voices matter, and we listen to what you say. And please, tonight, to know that your perspectives and conversations and decisions will shape the FY27 budget months ahead. Thank you again for being here and contributing to this important process. And now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Wallace for the superintendent remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. Before I jump into my remarks for this evening, I just want to take a moment to send my heartfelt congratulations to our newest state champions in the fall sports season. Congratulations to Stephen Decatur High School's Unified Tennis Team and to the varsity boys soccer program. The Unified Tennis Team won their second back-to-back championship, and the boys soccer team captured the 3A state title for the first time in 23 years, which I do believe was my first year in Worcester County Public Schools. So I was at Decatur that year at the end of the year, so it's exciting. I want to begin by thanking everyone for joining us this evening. While I have contributed to the budget process in various roles over the years, this is my first time leading and working with you all as superintendent, and I'm sincerely grateful for the partnership and engagement that everyone has shown as we've begun to work through this process. The dedication of our teachers, support staff, school and community leaders, bus drivers, and families is one of Worcester County's greatest strengths, and your presence here tonight reflects how deeply our community invests in our children. As Mr. Ferrante shared, both the Board of Education and our leadership team truly value the perspectives of our school system community. This evening's hearing is an essential part of our FY27 planning, giving us an opportunity to hear directly from those closest to the work as we build a budget to keep students at the center of every decision. We know that our success as a school system begins with our people. As we move into this budget cycle, our top priority remains clear: ensuring we can attract, support, and retain outstanding educators and exceptional support staff, as well as our bus contractors who truly are the backbone of our system. Whether in our classrooms, offices, buses, cafeterias, health suites, hallways, our support staff make our schools run smoothly, and they deserve compensation that reflects the value and professionalism that each of them bring. Maintaining competitive salary and benefits for all employee groups is essential to sustaining the excellence our community expects and our kids deserve. At the same time, we continue to prioritize the environments where teaching and learning happen. Our investment in both physical and technological infrastructure has transformed student experiences in Worcester County Public Schools, as evident by the now 6 schools who have earned Apple Distinguished status. Our forward-thinking approach to technology positions us ahead of the curve. And as technology continues to evolve, we will stay focused in ensuring our classrooms and IT systems are ready for every wave of innovation. Lastly, I want to reiterate my thanks to everyone who will have a hand in this year's budget process, particularly Mr. Tolbert and his staff. Crafting a budget that meets the needs of 14 schools, aligns with our strategic priorities, and reflects our unwavering commitment to every child is complex and critically important. So I want to thank that team as they begin this work. Together, we will ensure Worcester County Public Schools continues to move forward with clarity, purpose, and a deep sense of fiscal responsibility. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Ferrante.
Thank you, Dr. Wallace. And now, speaking of Mr. Tolbert, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tolbert for Fiscal Operations for the Pillar Number 5 presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ferrante. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the second most highly anticipated event in the month of December, the Worcester County Public Schools Budget Input Meeting. This evening, I have two presentations to share with you. The first is going to be on the blueprint, specifically Pillar 5, and the second one is going to be kind of a budget review of the current year budget. They both will keep you on the edge of your seat or make you fall asleep, so hold on tight either way, okay? Starting with the blueprint, Pillar 5. First of all, I just want to talk about the blueprint in general. Oh, I'm sorry, Carrie. This one? That's why I have good help right there. Carrie's great. All right, so the blueprint. Everybody knows about the blueprint. It was passed in 2020 by the Maryland Department, by the Maryland General Assembly, right? And the main reason they passed it was to eliminate achievement gaps and to provide equitable opportunity for all learners. It's going to be phased in over a 10-year period with estimated cost between local and state of about $3.9 billion. It's divided into 5 different pillars. First pillar is early childhood education, which is basically universal pre-K for everybody. Pillar 2 is high quality and diverse teachers and leaders. That includes things such as NBC certifications, recruiting diverse staff, and of course, the big thing in there for us this coming year is the $60,000 minimum starting teacher salary. That $60,000 salary requirement is effective July 1 this coming year. We are currently at $55,079 for our starting teacher salary. So we have a little over $4,000 to get from where we are today to $60,000 to meet the requirement in the blueprint. Pillar 3 is college and career readiness pathways, including CTE. This includes things such as dual enrollment, AP, fees, CT programs, which we have great CT programs at the technical high school now. Pillar 4 is resources to ensure every student succeeds, and that basically makes sure that there's adequate resources for all of our students, and specifically special education, ML, and students from households of poverty. Pillar 5, which I'm going to talk about tonight, is governance and accountability. And the big thing under that pillar is minimal school funding, MSF. And what that says is that the revenue sources that we receive from the blueprint have to follow the student at the school. So that's different reporting than we've ever done before, and I'll talk about that more later. But it's a huge lift for this finance office and all finance offices in the local school systems to comply with that requirement. I'll get here in a second. So the Pillar 5's focus, like I said, it's a huge lift to have that tracking go to each school for each expenditure. It brings extensive operational and financial challenges. It's going to require collaborative efforts from multiple agencies, including our local Board of Education, our county government, the Maryland State Department of Education, and the Accountability and Implementation Board, which is the AIB, which they're in charge of overseeing the implementation of the blueprint in the state of Maryland. I want to take a couple of slides to talk about the changes in the way funding is accounted for. For years and years, it was the Business Excellence or Thornton funding, and the way that was accounted for was a state-approved overall education budget. MSD used that total amount and allocated it by a wealth-based formula to local education agencies. The county local funding was approved, and then we reported our expenditures in 13 different categories, such as administration, instructional, special education, transportation, and operations. It's more of a centralized budgeting process. Under a Maryland blueprint, that requires, well, it's still state funding is approved overall by the governor and the legislature. MSD still approves allocations based on a wealth-based formula. The county still provides the funding on local level, but now we report our expenditures by blueprint funding area by school. So it's a much more detailed reporting process required under blueprint than it was under Business Excellence. This slide I want to share with you is I talked about the wealth-based formula and how that impacts specifically Worcester County and every school system. Because it's a wealth-based formula and we're considered the wealthiest county, this chart shows national board certification. Part of the blueprint is when a teacher receives their NBC certification, they get $10,000 added on to their annual salary automatically. So that $10,000 is supposed to be a split 50-50, 50% cost to the state and 50% cost to the locals, right? But because it's a wealth-based formula, Worcester all the way over. Does this have a light, Gary? Okay, I'm sorry. So over here, Worcester, right here, and you see we get about 20% of that $10,000, right? Over on this side, Wacomico, which is considered a very poor county, they get about 90% of that $10,000 from the state, and 10% comes from the locals. So 80-20 in Worcester, 90-10 in Wacomico. That's how the wealth-based formula affects Worcester County Public Schools. And every funding formula is almost identical to the way this works for NBC teachers. This next slide just shows the basic blueprint funding programs and the code references if you ever want to look it up in the state code. If you ever have trouble sleeping some night, look those up. It'll put you to sleep. Blueprint major funding categories. These are the 5 major funding categories included in the blueprint. And what I've done is I've included expenditures under each funding category of what we're currently coding to those categories. Under basic foundation is basic classroom teachers, administrators, secretaries, technology. Under compensatory ed, which is forms, we're doing additional classroom teachers, additional student services, interventions, after school and summer school programs. Under multilingual learner, we're including additional classroom teachers, ELL teachers, and translation expenses. Under special education teachers, special education EAs, occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech therapists, and of course under pre-K it includes the pre-K teachers and pre-K educational assistants. This chart, I want to show some inflationary pressures that our budget is feeling and how much of it is covered by the state funding in the blueprint. So if you look at the 2 right columns, far right columns, total revenue increase and total expenditure increase, you can see like for dual enrollment in 25, we actually saw a decrease in state aid for dual enrollment of about $42,000, while expenditure increases related to dual enrollment was $224,000. Under special education, the total revenue increase was $354,000, but we saw expenditures increases of special ed of $917,000. Health insurance, there's no specific funding formula for health insurance included in the blueprint. That money has to come locally. So we saw a $575,000 increase in health insurance costs in 25. So those are just some examples of the inflationary pressures that we're feeling that aren't being covered by the blueprint revenues. So some blueprint implementation methodology, we're reviewing every expenditure account associated with the revenue stream. We're allocating and attributing budgets and expenditures to schools. And we're doing a strategic allocation of resources to make sure that that revenue is following that student to the school. The timeline for Pillar 5 implementation, FY25 was the base year. By 2027, 100% of students have to attend a school that meet those requirements with the blueprint, with the money following the student. So FY25 was a base year. FY26, we have to reduce whatever deficit between where we were in 25 to the 100%. We have to reduce that deficit by 50% in 26. And then in 27, we have to be fully compliant with the blueprint, which is next year, starting July 1. These are some additional resources on the blueprint. I think they're also on our webpage, Carrie, if you ever want to look them up. So that's the blueprint presentation. Are there questions about the blueprint? No? I did a great job, didn't I? Okay. All right, so in the next presentation, I'm going to do is the current year fiscal overview, just to share some information about the current budget and some information about how we rank statewide. Our current year budget totals $140,485,350. It also had school construction of $180,000, and that's really for the Berlin Intermediate School feasibility study for the next project we're doing. Sources of revenue for FY26, 19.5% of our revenue comes from the state, 0.3% from other revenue, 0.4% from carryover fund balance, and 79.8% from the county local share. So almost 80% of our funding comes from the county. Expenditures for the budget by category this year, I'll just highlight some of the big ones. 42.7% is instructional cost. 23.3% is fixed charges, which is health insurance, FICA, retirement. Special education is 10.2%. Operation and plant is 7%, which is basically utilities and custodians. And student transportation is 5.7%, which is basically the bus contractors pay. Our budget is 86.2% employees, salaries and fixed charges, like most school systems. We're a people organization, from our teachers to our educational assistants to our custodians to our administrators. That's what's making a difference for our kids, and that's what makes up our budget. This chart shows a breakdown, a little bit different format of our operating budget for FY26. As I said, 86.2% is salary and fixed charges. 6.9% is contractual services, which is mostly bus contractors. 3.6% is supplies and materials, which is mostly materials of instruction for the schools and the iPad leases. Other charges 3%, and equipment is 0.15%, and transfers is 0.15%. What's in salaries and fixed charges to make up to 86.2%? Well, full-time employee salaries per the negotiated agreement. It's extra duty pay that we receive for athletic coaching, clubs, activities, and those types of things. It's professional development. It's substitute pay. And it's the compensation package and benefits, including health insurance, FICA, tuition reimbursements, and those types of things. As I said, 75% of our contractual services amount is for bus contractors for student transportation. Some other things that are included in contractual services are HVAC and other facility repairs, trash removal, audit and legal services, Xerox copier leases, and special education and behavioral health services. These next few charts show how we rank statewide in some areas. This first slide is free and reduced meal. If you can see, Worcester at 53% is right at the state average, and we're higher in poverty than 10 other school systems in Maryland. So we continue to have a poverty issue in Worcester County. State aid per pupil, Worcester receives the lowest amount of state aid, even though we do have that high amount of poverty, at a little over $4,800 per pupil in state aid. And the reason for this, of course, is the wealth per pupil. Because of the large accessible base in Ocean City and northern part of the county, we're considered the wealthiest county on a per pupil basis, and almost $1.6 million in per pupil wealth, which is about double the state average of about $750,000 per pupil wealth. Per pupil spending, Worcester currently ranks second at a little over $22,000 per student. And we do get return on our investment. If anybody watched the last board meeting with Dr. Hamill, gave the presentation, even though we had that high level of poverty, we ranked 1 in the state in both math and reading, and it's because we're getting that return on investment and we're spending those dollars wisely. Some things we're looking at for FY27 as we start the budget process: a step increase for all employees next year, including FICA. It's going to cost about $1.29 million. Negotiated COLA and scale adjustment, that's to be determined. As I said, we do have to get the $60,000 starting teacher salary. So it's going to be a big part of negotiations this year. Health insurance increase is to be determined. We have our first meeting with the Health Benefits Committee with our county later this month, and we'll start to talk about health insurance. And blueprint, these are some of the things, costs associated with the blueprint in our budget right now. Early childhood education, we have 5 EAs and 5 teachers in our pre-K program being funded locally. That's $850,000. Under Pillar 2, the high quality and diverse teachers, national board certification is costing us $260,000. And of course, we got to get to the $60,000, as I said earlier. That's going to be a huge cost in our FY27. College and career readiness pathways, dual enrollment is $320,000. Advanced placement is $40,000. Career counselors are $395,000. And under Pillar 4, resources to ensure every student succeeds, we have behavioral health positions that are about $500,000 in our current budget to meet that pillar. So any questions on the budget in general? No? All right. Back to you, Mr. Bronte.
Board members, thank you, Mr. Tolbert, for the presentation. We appreciate it. Board members, do you have any questions for Mr. Tolbert currently on his presentation? Okay. Seeing none, now we have school and community participation. Each year, school principals work with members of their parent groups, SIAC, PTAs, and O's to develop budget priorities, including capital items for the school year. And this year, I believe we're beginning with Buckingham, yes, we are beginning with Buckingham Elementary School, Mr. Edwin Blanco. Ed, if you could just speak into the mic when you sit down. Thank you. Just let us know what school you're from.
Hi folks, my name is Edwin Blanco. I am from Buckingham Elementary, where my kid is a pre-K 4 student. Before I tell you what I prepared,
Pull that closer to you.
pull it closer.
Yeah,
Sorry. Before I tell you what I prepared, I just want to say this is a great opportunity and a great privilege to do this because my kid's in pre-K 4, and the change that I've seen in 2.5 months blows my mind. So these educators behind me are amazing. With that being said, on behalf of Buckingham Elementary School community, we would like to respectfully submit our budget priorities for the upcoming school year. As our enrollment continues to grow and the needs of our students become increasingly complex, it is essential that we maintain the resources necessary to provide a high quality, equitable education for all our learners. We greatly appreciate the board's ongoing support and advocacy for our students, staff, and families, and we look forward to continuing our partnership to ensure their success. First one would be maintain smaller class sizes. Buckingham currently serves 510 students, and as our population increases, the need for small and manageable class sizes becomes even more critical. Smaller class sizes allow teachers to provide individualized attention, respond more effectively to diverse student needs, and support improved academic and social emotional outcomes across all subgroups. We respectfully request that this district prioritize staffing allocations that allow us to maintain smaller class size in our elementary classrooms so we can continue to provide the highest quality instructions for our students. Number 2, competitive compensation for teachers and staff. The recruitment and retention of highly efficient, effective, diverse educators and staff members remains essential to our school's continued success. In order to attract and sustain a workforce that reflects the strengths and diversity of our community and to remain competitive with the surrounding districts on the Eastern Shore, we ask that the district review salary packages for all staff. Offering competitive compensation is vital for securing and retaining educators who are committed, knowledgeable, and skilled in meeting the evolving needs of students. A strong competitive salary structure ensures continuity, stability, and excellence in teaching and student services. And 3, maintaining classroom technology. Up-to-date classroom technology plays a critical role in daily instruction at Buckingham Elementary. Tools such as interactive displays and digital instructional resources are used to model concepts, guide discussions, support differentiated learning, and increase student engagement. When technology is reliable and current, teachers can maximize instructional time and deliver interactive, high-quality lessons that enhance student understanding and achievement. Continued investment in maintaining and updating teacher technology is essential to sustaining these benefits and supporting the instructional excellence of our community. Excellence our community expects and deserves. Thank you for your thoughtful consideration of the Buckingham Elementary School's budget priorities. We remain committed to providing a nurturing, academically rigorous environment for all students, and we look forward to working collaboratively with the board and community to ensure our school has the resources necessary to continue this mission.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Ocean City Elementary School, Jessica Hales.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, Board of Directors, Dr. Wallace, Ms. Shorts, Dr. Record, Dr. Apt, and Mr. Tolbert. My name is Jessica Hales. It is truly an honor to be here with you tonight, and as a proud Worcester County Schools alumna, and I am a current parent representing Ocean City Elementary School. I have a son in 4th grade at Ocean City Elementary School, Corbin, and my older son, Callum, is in 6th grade at Berlin Intermediate School. I have been nothing less than blown away by the education that both of them have received in Worcester County Schools. But to Corbin, as I'm representing OCES, Corbin is he's very well known at Ocean City Elementary School. He's very spirited, and he has a lot of active movement. But what I will say is, instead of OCES trying to mold him into smaller and quieter, the staff have fully embraced him exactly as he is. This year, for the first time, he's had straight A's, and that's because every teacher, staff member, and administrator has chosen to know him, support him, and love him. So, this evening, Ocean City Elementary School is requesting the following: prioritize and protect small class sizes to ensure our students receive individualized support, invest in our educators by ensuring fair competitive pay and meaningful raises that reflect their dedication and their expertise, and commit to regular technology replacement and upkeeps for reliable, up-to-date tools for our students and staff. Thank you for listening to this request for Worcester County Public Schools. Thank you.
Next, we have Pocomoke Elementary School, Shelby Northam.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Shelby Northam, and I sit here not only as a parent of 2 Pocomoke Elementary students, but as someone who grew up in Pocomoke schools. I am a product of this system, of its teachers, its classrooms, and its unwavering belief that every child deserves a chance to succeed. Because I lived it, I know the difference that a strong school can make in a child's life. I know what it meant to have teachers who saw my potential, who believed in me, and who stayed because this county once offered the stability and support they needed to build long, meaningful careers here. Today I am asking on behalf of my children and all the children at Pocomoke Elementary for you to continue that standard of excellence. First, we urgently need competitive salary package for the dedicated staff who show up every day for our children. We cannot keep losing amazing teachers to neighboring districts. The care, the stability, and the high expectations our children need all start with adults in their classrooms. Competitive salaries show we value them and we want them to stay. Second, please continue investing in small class sizes. As a former student and now a parent, I've seen firsthand the power of individualized attention. Pocomoke children benefit when teachers can truly know them, guide them, and keep them on track. Small classes open doors that overcrowded classrooms close. Third, our students deserve modern technology that prepares them for the world ahead. When technology is updated and reliable, learning becomes accessible, engaging, and relevant. Our children cannot be ready for tomorrow if their tools are stuck in yesterday. And finally, we need restored and increased materials of instruction. Teachers shouldn't have to choose between buying groceries and buying supplies for their classrooms. Our kids deserve full, rich learning experiences. Books they can hold, manipulatives that they can explore, and materials that spark curiosity. I love this community. I was raised in this community, and I want my children and every child in Pocomoke to experience the same strong foundation that helped shape who I am today. Please invest in competitive salaries, small class sizes, technology, and adequate instructional materials. These aren't extras. These are the building blocks of the future that we can all be proud of. Thank you for supporting our children, our teachers, and the future of Pocomoke.
Thank you. Next, from Shao Elementary School, we have Emily Gelman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Emily Gelman, and it's great to see you. Thank you for listening to us tonight. We really appreciate having the opportunity. I have 3 kids. 2 are at Shao. And what a year they've had already. My second grader loved his field trips and proudly grew from a 1B to a 2B reader. My third grader gained a pen pal this year and recently, as a third grader, dissected a squid. Finally, Shal graduated my oldest to fifth grade at BIS, and she has straight A's thanks to those wonderful teachers at Shal. And I'm here tonight to advocate for the following investments at Shal. First, competitive salaries attract and retain talented educators. When we lose teachers to neighboring districts or other careers, our students lose stability, expertise, and the relationships that help them learn. Second, small class sizes give teachers the time and space to actually teach. When classes are manageable, students receive individualized attention, like my second grader who needs that extra reading support, and it allows for more hands-on activities like squid dissections. I'm really hoping for frogs next semester. Third, technology support is essential. Friends of mine know that I still live in the dark ages and hardly know how to work my phone. However, this is not what I want for my kids. Classrooms need digital tools. They provide a different avenue for learning, and they give reliable assessments to figure out what students need most. I want my kids to be more prepared than myself for a tech-based future. Finally, after school and summer programs are vital. They provide enrichment, tutoring, and creative outlets to build more confident learners. Board members, I urge you to consider all these investments. I want all the phenomenal staff and students at Shal to feel wildly successful, whether they are moving up a reading level or dissecting squids. So thank you and have a great holiday.
Thank you. Now from Snow Hill Elementary School, we have Kate Creech.
Good evening, Superintendent Wallace and members of the Board of Education. My name is Kate Creech, and my children attend Snow Hill Elementary School and Snow Hill Middle School. We believe Snow Hill Elementary School is the premier elementary school in Worcester County. We are incredibly proud that last year, our third grade students scored second in the entire county on the MCAP state assessments in reading and in math. This achievement is a direct result of dedicated students, supportive families, and most importantly, exceptional staff. I would also like to add that because of the hard work amongst our teachers, my 3 children have achieved exceptional academic success and, more importantly, developed a love for learning that will stay with them for life. I've also been fortunate to volunteer in the schools. Seeing successes at home and in the building is truly wonderful. To ensure this level of excellence continues, our first and most critical request is to maintain current staff levels. High-performing schools rely on small class sizes. When teachers can dedicate more individualized time and attention to each child, we see better educational outcomes. We must avoid any cuts that would increase the student-to-teacher ratio. Our second request is to provide competitive compensation to our wonderful teachers and staff. We are currently in a competitive market. If we want to attract the highest quality, most dedicated educators to keep the fantastic teachers we already have, we must offer a salary and benefits package that recognizes their value and rivals other districts. And finally, as the first Apple Distinguished Elementary School in Worcester County, we ask that you continue to invest in up-to-date technology and infrastructure updates, and that you restore and increase funds for materials of instructions. Our staff needs the right tools and resources in the classroom to deliver a world-class education our children deserve. We know you have a lot of difficult decisions to make regarding our financial resources. Investments in staffing, compensation, and instructional materials are investments directly into the future success of Worcester County. Thank you for your time, consideration, and dedication to our students.
Thank you. Our next speaker from Berlin Intermediate School will be Hunter Caudell.
Hello.
Good evening.
Honored to be speaking with you tonight. I'm representing Berlin Intermediate School. My name is Hunter Caudell. I have 3 kids throughout Worcester County, the Stephen Decatur Middle School, Berlin Intermediate School, and now Ocean City Elementary School. My kids have just learned, they've just been here their entire lives, and they love living here. They love the schools. They love what they learn. They love what they experience. Tonight we have 4 priorities for you. A competitive salary for the teachers. I believe that performance is an important factor when you're talking about how you pay people, and we've had consistent, strong performance relative to the amount that we put into our school system, and I think that investing in our team is the right way to go. Small class sizes is really important. At BIS, we have between 22 and 24 students in regular classes, 25 to 26 students in specials. So we don't want to see that grow. We want to see that at least maintain, and just the more dedication, the better it is for the kids in those classes. Thirdly, restoring materials of instruction. That seems to be a place that when funding has come up short, it's been easy to kind of try to cut there. But we would like to ask for that to be a priority as we look for the next budget. And lastly, maintaining the technology refresh schedule. It's really important that our students have modern tools, modern resources, and I'd ask that you promote the collaboration, the digital literacy, making sure there's not a digital divide amongst our students, and just making sure that they have what they need to fit in the workplace and the world that they'll be growing up into. So thank you for your time, and I know everyone here is fighting on the same page for the same things, and I appreciate you guys doing that for my 3 children and for the county. Thank you.
Thank you. Next from Pocomoke Middle School, Willie Brown.
Good evening, board members.
Good evening.
My name is Willie Brown. I'm a proud parent of 2 learners at Pocomoke Middle School. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you tonight about the priority budget that I and many other families in our community believe are essential to our children's success for next year. First, we strongly support fair compensation for our teachers. Our educators are the heart of our schools. They guide, they motivate, and inspire our children every day, often going beyond the responsibility listed in their job description. When we invest in competitive salaries, we are investing in stability, consistency, and high quality instruction. Fair compensation is how we keep great teachers in our classroom, attract new talent, and show our educators that their work is valued. Second, we believe it's critical to maintain small class sizes. When teachers have manageable class sizes, students receive more individualized support, stronger relationships are built, and learning becomes more meaningful. Small class sizes help ensure that no student become invisible and that each one has opportunity to thrive academically and socially. This is especially important in middle school when students need guidance, structure, and connection more than ever. Finally, we must continue to strengthen our technology resources and support. Technology has become a central part of learning, not just a tool, but a bridge that have up-to-date devices and ensure that internet access for technology support prepares our students for the world that they will enter. It also helps students deliver lessons that are engaging, relevant, and meaningful activities. In closing, these 3 priorities, fair compensation of teacher, small class sizes, and strong support, technology support, are not just luxuries. They are fundamental building blocks of a strong quality education. When we invest in these areas, we invest directly in our children, future, and the strength of our community. Thank you for your time and commitment to the students of Pocomoke Middle School.
Thank you. Our next speaker from Snow Hill Middle School is Samantha Miska.
Hello,
Good evening.
My name is Samantha Miska from Snow Hill, Maryland, obviously. I'm here tonight as both a community member, a Snow Hill Middle School SIAC member, and a proud parent of 2 school-age children, including a current 4th grader named Adeline, who attends Snow Hill Middle School. First and foremost, we want to thank you for your continued support of our schools and teachers. Snow Hill Middle School is a place where students feel seen, supported, and challenged every single day. Our top priorities for the upcoming budget are clear. First, it's essential that we maintain our current staff and class sizes. The relationships our teachers build with students are what makes Snow Hill Middle School so special, and keeping those manageable class sizes helps every student succeed. And off of this paper record I'm reading, I get asked a lot why I chose to stay in Snow Hill, and the number one reason, seriously, is because of the small class sizes. I am an alumni of Worcester County Public Schools, Snow Hill High, and I appreciated the small class sizes, and I wanted my children to have the same experience, and of course to go through Worcester County Public Schools too. Second, we must ensure educators receive a competitive salary and benefits package. Our teachers and support staff pour so much into our children, and they deserve a compensation that reflects their dedication and keeps great educators in our community. Third, we would like for you to continue to invest in technology. This investment sets our school and system up for success. Technology gives our students a more personalized learning experience and ownership of their learning. Thank you for your time and continuing to invest in the success and safety of our Snow Hill Middle School community.
Thank you. Our next speaker from Stephen Decatur Middle School, Kimberly Jackson.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Kimberly Jackson. I am the proud parent of a tenacious straight A 7th grade student at Stephen Decatur Middle School. As a member of the Stephen Decatur Middle School SIAC, I am proud to represent a community of students, educators, support staff, and families who work tirelessly every day to make Stephen Decatur Middle School the exceptional school that it is. Our achievements are a direct reflection of their dedication, creativity, and resilience. I want to begin by recognizing their efforts and thanking each of them for the role they play in supporting our students' success. As we look ahead to the upcoming school year, I'd like to share 3 budget priorities that are essential to maintaining the high-quality learning environment our students deserve and that our community expects. First, maintaining small class sizes across the county. Small class sizes are one of the most powerful tools we have for improving student outcomes. They allow teachers to build stronger relationships, provide targeted support, and respond quickly to students' academic and social-emotional needs. In a time when student needs are more diverse and more complex than ever, protecting small class sizes is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Second, ensuring teacher and student staff pay that is competitive with surrounding counties and aligned with expectations of the blueprint for Maryland's future. Recruiting and retaining high-quality educators is the backbone of everything we do. When our salaries fall behind neighboring districts, we risk losing the very people who make the difference for our kids every day. This investment is not simply about compensation, it's about stability, consistency, and honoring the professionalism of those who shape the lives of our students. Third, providing the resources necessary to maintain, update, and replace existing technology. Technology is no longer an add-on in our classrooms, or our homes apparently. It is embedded in instruction, communication, assessment, and student engagement. To keep students future ready, we must ensure our devices, infrastructure, software remain current, functional, and reliable. When technology breaks down or becomes outdated, learning slows down with it. A sustained, thoughtful investment in tech replacement cycles is essential. These 3 priorities, small class sizes, competitive pay, and reliable technology, are all deeply interconnected. Together, they support strong instruction, student well-being, and a school environment where both children and adults can thrive. Our students only get one chance at middle school experience. They deserve classrooms that are calm, supported by excellent educators, and equipped with the tools necessary to prepare them for the world ahead. And I am confident that with your continued support, we can continue to provide that. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your commitment to the students and families of Worcester County. I look forward to continuing this work together.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Next speaker from Pocomoke High School, Carlos DeShiel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for this opportunity. I represent Pocomoke High School. My name is Carlos DeShiel. I am the proud father of 2 children currently attending Pocomoke High School. My eldest is also a graduate of Pocomoke High School, now a successful junior in college, whose achievements reflect the strong academic foundation and personal support she received in this school system. In addition, she is also working in her studies to become a future educator here in Worcester County. My other 2 children continue to excel through their involvement in the Fine Arts program, with leading roles in the school's production of The Lion King. And most recently, both were recognized on Pocomoke High School's Distinguished Honor Roll list for obtaining a 3.5 or higher GPA. I would also like to express my appreciation for the excellence demonstrated across Pocomoke schools as a whole. Pocomoke High School is a 5-star school, ranking 12th in the state, which places it in the 96th percentile, despite 75% of families living below the poverty line. The dedication of our staff, the commitment of our families, and the resilience of our students have created a learning community we are truly proud of. Our first budget request is the most critical: to provide competitive salaries and benefits for our teachers. If we are to maintain the high standards that define our school system, we must be able to attract and retain the best educators for our children. While our school ratings and standardized assessment scores rank the highest in the state, our first-year teachers remain amongst the lowest paid. We cannot afford to lose talented teachers to neighboring counties that offer significantly higher compensation. Our second request is to maintain our current levels of student and staff technology. Technology is not just an instructional aid, it is a fundamental part of preparing our students for college and career pathways. Whether they enter higher education, technical training programs, or the workforce, digital literacy is no longer optional, it is expected. Our third request is continued funding to preserve small class sizes. Pocomoke serves a diverse, vibrant, and deeply capable student body, and smaller class sizes give the teachers ability to meet individual academic needs while also supporting the growing mental health needs of our youth. Finally, thank you for your time, your consideration, and your continued commitment to our schools. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is from Snow Hill High School. It's Tom Harris.
Good evening, Mr. Ferrante and board members, Dr. Wallace and members of the executive team. My name is Tom Harris, and I'm here one last time representing the Snow Hill High School's School Improvement Advisory Committee and to share our recommendations for funding priorities. Our daughters, Magnolia and Violet, have had the benefit of attending an outstanding high school. And in a few months, our time as Snow Hill High School parents will come to an end. I would like to thank the entire staff, Mr. Green, our school administrators, their teachers, school counselors, coaches, administrative support staff, instructional support staff, nurses, school resource officers, bus drivers, custodians, cafeteria staff. It truly is people who provide our children opportunities to soar, recognize potential over perfection, and inspire our children to show up, care, dream, and excel. Academically, Worcester County is #1 in the state of Maryland, but only for a year. To maintain the level of academic success that we have come to expect, we must, 1, improve teacher pay. If we believe that teachers make a difference, then we want the best. If we want to be the first choice for new teachers, we need to offer more competitive salary packages. Higher salaries are only a short commute away. Number two, keep our class sizes small. Our smaller class sizes are important for building the kinds of relationships that we expect teachers to build in Worcester County. This means more teachers to support a growing student population. It also means supporting our classroom teachers with instructional assistants. Number three, maintain our current technology. We have invested in powerful technology that supports student learning and makes it possible for teachers to spend more of their time teaching while having readily available data to drive that instruction. And fourth, restore the materials of instruction. These are materials teachers use to enhance learning in the classroom. And when this is cut in the budget, it comes out of teachers' pockets. Let's celebrate, but not rest upon, this past year's success. We all agree that there's more work to be done. And although our daughters have done well and are flying to greater heights, we want the best for all students in our county now and in the future. The benefits of this funding will be realized by our students and our community at large. Our schools are a big part of why we love living in Worcester County and why we will remain steadfast supporters of Snow Hill High School and Worcester County Public Schools.
Thank you. Our next speaker is from Stephen Decatur High School. It's Tammy Donaway.
Good evening. My name is Tammy Donaway. I'm a SIAC member representing Stephen Decatur High School. My entire family are products of Worcester County Public Schools. My husband graduated class of '93, Snow Hill High School. I was class of '99, Stephen Decatur High School. And I have 3 daughters attending Worcester County Public Schools. My oldest is Madison, class of 2026 at Stephen Decatur. There was a time I wasn't sure if she'd finish school, let alone go to college. We struggled there for a little while. I'm proud to say that through Worcester County Public Schools, she is on her path. She's going to go to college. She wants to get a degree in criminal justice. She's been accepted to college. We are definitely on the right path there. I have an 8th grader, Lorelei. She's at Stephen Decatur Middle School. Lorelai's the perfect child. She's everybody's favorite. She won the bookmark contest for the Shorebirds a couple years ago. So right behind Lorelei is Chloe in the 7th grade. She's got some tough shoes to fill with Lorelei being ahead of her. But watching Chloe through Shall Elementary to BIS to Stephen Decatur Middle, she just keeps getting better and better. This year is her first year of straight A's where she can finally compete with Lorelei and they don't pick on each other. So I have 3 wonderful kids in Worcester County Public Schools and we're proud to be here. I would first like to thank all of you for your hard work and support of the students and teachers of Worcester County. At Stephen Decatur High School, we would like to make the following budget requests for next year. First is regarding teacher compensation. It is past the time for Worcester County's dedicated teachers to be compensated in a way that truly reflects the exemplary work happening in our classrooms every single day. As the #1 school system in Maryland, our educators should not be paid like those in the bottom tier. Yet Worcester County currently ranks in the bottom third of all 24 districts when it comes to teacher salaries. This disparity is putting us at a critical disadvantage. Neighboring counties are offering $6,000 to $7,000 more to new teachers, making it increasingly difficult for us to recruit and retain the talented professionals our students deserve. We are facing a growing crisis, and ensuring competitive, fair pay is no longer optional. It is urgent and essential to sustaining a high-quality education that Worcester County is known for. Our second request is regarding class sizes. Worcester County must remain committed to small class sizes across all schools. At Stephen Decatur High School, we lost 2 teaching positions due to budget cuts over the last few years. We cannot afford to lose additional positions. In fact, with our student population actually growing, we must prioritize restoring those lost positions and expanding our teaching staff. Failing to act now risks overcrowded classrooms and diminished learning opportunities for all of our students. Our third request is regarding technology. We must continue to value the impact of ever-changing technology. Our schools and our students depend on the most up-to-date and innovative technology available to be successful in today's world. Our students need to have the most current devices with an infrastructure that can support the needs of our large school. Once again, thank you all for all you do for all of our students.
Thank you. The next speaker is from Worcester Technical High School, Kim Galloway.
Hey, everybody.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. So my name is Kim Galloway. I'm the parent of Lee Holmes, who's a junior at Decatur and is also enrolled in the computer science program at Worcester Technical High School. So I am a member of Worcester Tech's SIAC committee. I am also a professor at one of our local universities, and believe me when I sincerely tell you that I wish deeply that all of my children had the experience of growing up in a school district like Worcester County. Truly. I am really excited to be here. I'm really honored to be here to talk to you tonight. And I just wanted to tell you why I'm here. It's really simple. I really love this school. I love how it operates, the people, and what they do. And, you know, what they do and how they do it matters a lot. The impact that they have on the lives of our students is profound by guiding, supporting, investing in them. And, of course, this requires funding. I know you know that. But funding is essentially a discussion of what really matters. Where do we put our money? What really matters? So I want to share something very briefly with you. One day during last school year, my child came home and in the course of conversation said to me, "Did you know that our principal at the high school says hi to us, every one of us, every day, and he knows my name?" And he was talking about Mr. Bevilacqua. Sorry, I don't want to embarrass you, but so I mentioned this to Tony, and he looked at me and he said, "Yeah." And in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, that's a big deal. Do you know how hard it is to impress a teenager? It's very difficult. Bless his perplexed heart, he said to me, "Isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing?" And I didn't have an answer, but I've thought a lot about it. And I'll tell you what I came up with. This is an exemplar that really shows with the beating heart of the philosophy of the entire administration, faculty, and staff at Worcester Tech. This is how they do the business of education, all of them. What I consider impressive and going above and beyond isn't even the bottom rung of the ladder of things that they're doing and trying to achieve. It is a foundational and fundamental tenet for them to give students this message. I know you, I see you, you're welcome here, and I'm glad you're here. And in the miasma of modern teenage life, that matters. And that sort of philosophy does not require funding, but it does provide the fertile environment for radical educational excellence to occur, which does require funding. And I'm going to talk to you about that very, very shortly. I'm not going to take up much more of your time. I do want to remind you that this school is doing things that matter in ways that matter. The NEST, Early Childhood Learning Center, the STAT Camp Program, Skills USA, the Pines Cafe, which has delicious holiday pies that you can purchase. And I'm not saying you should lie, but you can allow people to assume that you made it yourself. Valuable service to the community. These are just some of the things that they're doing, right? So the budget, it's simple, it's straightforward. You've heard it. We say the same things because the same things are what matter. Materials of instruction. You know, at Tech, we do anticipate additional state requirements for career and technology education. MSDE wants to see flexible course scheduling for CTE programs. This has implications on instruction, so we ask that you maintain Or should you desire, kindly and generously increase funding for materials of instruction to reflect these potential changes? Salary, preaching to the choir. I know that you know how important salary is, and every single person has talked about it, but what I think that you do know, but bears saying, there is so much work performed by teachers and support staff that is not quantifiable in all of these matrix that we've scored so well in and done so well. But it is just as important. So for all their work, seen and unseen, recognized, unrecognized, all their investments of time, scholarship, emotion, empathy, acts of knowing and supporting each and every student based upon what that student needs, they absolutely unquestionably deserve the highest level of compensation possible. Third and finally, class size and technology funding. It's critically important that we continue to maintain small class sizes and funding for educational technology for obvious reasons that others have enumerated before me. So, Mr. Bevilacqua and I would like to thank you for your continued support of the school, the programs at Tech, and in Worcester County. But because I have the chance, before I leave, I want you to know that I watched you, Mr. Ferrante, and you, Mr. Tolbert, as well as former Superintendent Taylor at the budget work session with the county commissioners last spring. And I want you to know that the work that you did, the work that all of you did, and that all of you continue to do matters too. So what I would say to you is that I know you by your actions. I see you, and I'm very glad that you are here. So thank you for caring so much about our students, our schools, and our community. And thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Next speaker is from Cedar Chapel Special School, Matthew Sweeney.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Matt Sweeney, and I live in Berlin. I'm the proud parent of Leela Sweeney, who is my daughter and currently attends Cedar Chapel Special School. My daughter Leela is 11 years old and is diagnosed with autism, and who has had the label of nonverbal before. Since enrolling in Cedar Chapel in April, Leela has been so much happier to be in an environment that is fully supportive and understanding. Her speech has blossomed into much more in such a short amount of time. She looks forward to her school day and bus rides where she used to clench my hand at drop-off at her old school. This school's small community is designed for her continued growth for years to come. Because Cedar Chapel is a centrally located public separate day school that serves students with the most significant cognitive and medical disabilities for all of Worcester County, the amount of resources needed is substantial, and we greatly appreciate your support and dedication to each and every student. The following are the Cedar Chapel budget requests for your review. 1, our children accomplish great things because of dedicated staff. Keeping staff salaries at a high priority ensures high-quality educational experiences for all of our students. Please form a budget that supports the educational and experience for all of our staff. 2, keeping class sizes small will support individual student learning and support student success while providing the intense academic and behavioral interventions needed for all Cedar Chapel students. And 3, finally, technology and internet infrastructure using a systematic plan is essential to ensure that students have access to online instructional tools. Maintaining this as a top priority keeps students and staff devices up to date and internet access consistent. Thank you for your time. We appreciate all that you do for the students of Worcester County and Cedar Chapel Special School. This school is awesome and this community is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker is from the WCTA, Beth Shockley Lynch.
Good evening, President Ferrante and board members. My name is Beth Shockley Lynch. I'm a lifelong resident of Worcester County, a proud graduate of Snow Hill High School, and I currently teach at Snow Hill Middle School. I have the honor of serving as the president of Worcester County Teachers Association. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you. I'd like to begin by thanking all of you for your steadfast commitment to our school system. Your priority has consistently, always been to make decisions to make our school system the very best it can be. And we greatly appreciate your dedication to our community and to us. It's always an honor for me to represent my fellow educators, an amazing group of talented, dedicated individuals who work tirelessly to give our students the very best every single day. Each year we survey teachers to gather their thoughts and feelings as we approach negotiations. This year we designed our survey a little bit differently. Instead of standard multiple choice questions, we used open-ended questions to truly understand the top priorities of our members, and the results were clear. An overwhelming priority, 90% of those responding said salary and compensation was their number one priority. And our educators had some powerful comments, and I'd like to share a few. It's critical that we meet or exceed Maryland's blueprint requirement, $60,000 starting salary law, especially when recruiting new teachers. Our neighboring counties are already paying us more and putting us at a competitive disadvantage. Our pay should match our success. Having the lowest pay while simultaneously delivering the highest results in the state feels unfair and contributes to a feeling of being unappreciated and undervalued. There was also a strong, urgent call to raise pay for our educational assistants and our related service providers. They are a critical part of our system's success, and competitive pay is essential for their retention. While salary was clearly the top priority, two other essential themes emerge. The second priority was maintaining small class sizes. Many ask that you continue to prioritize small classes, especially in our early grades and our high needs schools, and continuing to ensure equitable staffing throughout the county. The third priority is time to prepare quality lessons. Planning time and workload came up repeatedly. Our teachers take immense pride in the quality of instruction that they provide, but really need more time in school to meet the many demands placed on them. Now, there is no doubt in my mind that if you were able to make all of these decisions, you would grant all of these requests and more. But we trust that you will do your very best to show all of our educators how much you truly value through your decisions during this budget cycle. Thank you for your time, your dedication, and your consideration.
Thank you. Okay, now it's time for public comment. All individuals who have signed up to address the Worcester County Board of Education may do so for 1 or 2 minutes regarding the upcoming fiscal year budget. Concerns that are specific to an individual will not be discussed in open session and should be directed to appropriate district personnel for investigation. When called to address the board, please state your name and address for the record. Do we have any, Dawn? Do we have anybody wishing to speak? Okay, seeing none, we'll move forward. And now I'd like to open the floor to my fellow board members for any comments they have regarding the budget requests or anything regarding the budget this evening. Ms. Zadis?
Since the beginning of my time on the board, I've always said I would be in this seat to try and invoke change for the greater good of Worcester County. I wanted this so badly because I wanted my children to eventually go to school here. After sitting on the board for 3 years, I've come to realize that this won't be possible. Our public school system has many desirable programs that meet the needs of many children, but it still does not meet the needs of my children and many others in this county. This job has been an eye-opening experience in many ways. My trust in our local media outlets and journalists have disappointed me in their need to sway the public on matters that were many times written and covered in a way that led the public to be swayed away from the truth. In next year's election, stay vigilant and question what the media and newspapers are putting out to the public. Worcester County journalism is very much a part of the good old boy network. Question who the news outlets and newspapers are praising and discern the truth and do not be swayed. I have watched our district's Teachers Association pressure educators into believing the association is the only source of protection and support. Yet time and again, their actions have shown otherwise. Teachers deserve to know they do have options. Please don't feel that joining the Teachers Association is the sole path to advocacy or safety. If you want to stand up for what's happening in our schools, that change begins with reconsidering your membership and directing your support elsewhere. As election season approaches, remember, a candidate without the backing of WCTA is not a candidate without the backing of Worcester County's dedicated teachers. The Red Apple endorsement reflects only a small portion of the incredible educators and staff who serve our students every day. Many of the aspirations that I had as a board member, aspirations I campaigned on and that my constituency supported, were not supported by my fellow board members. While we do not live in a democracy, but rather a constitutional republic, if we can keep it, our board is structured to reflect democratic principles of shared responsibility and majority rule. Nothing I do here will change the destructive culture of this school system. We have a teacher who implied he wanted students dead, and instead of firing him, our superintendent rewarded him with a paid vacation, administrative leave. Board members who voice agreement with me in closed session often refuse to speak up in open session, even on issues as clear-cut as the unnecessary extravagance of administrative vehicles. Every year, as budget season approaches, we have a board and top administration who refuse to take responsibility for the overspending being done and are constantly pushing staff and community members to vilify local elected officials to force their hand to fully fund the Board of Education. Every year, indoctrination campaigns take place to make the public believe the Board of Education is not fully funded. This is grossly false and dangerously inaccurate. A maintenance of effort budget is a fully funded budget. Anything over maintenance of effort is a fully funded budget and then some. Unfortunately, our top-level administration has been allowed to say what they want to say without consequence. Not only is this false information morally wrong to spread, it has caused countless years of vitriol to be unnecessarily spread between family and neighbors in our community. You are coming here today with wish lists for your schools. But just like Christmas, not everyone gets what they want on their wish lists. Maybe we need to start urging our Board of Education administration to stop building Taj Mahal schools and that cost the taxpayers exorbitant amounts of money, and start asking them to build modest buildings so our tax money can go to funding students in the classroom instead. Our community as a whole needs to take an active interest in local issues. I urge and challenge everyone to step into the public square and contribute to the betterment of our community. We need more face-to-face dialogue and fewer keyboard warriors. Rather than shying away from debate, I encourage everyone to engage with a genuine desire to understand one another, always with respect and civility. The Board of Education has been my mission field. I found a place where I was not welcome in many ways, and certainly not celebrated as I spread the word of God and his truths. I continue to stand behind those truths, and I pray our community will find its voice to stand behind those truths as well, for the safety, security, and the prosperity of this generation of children and the next generation to come. I am honored to have helped so many teachers, staff, parents, students, and community members during my time on this board. Thank you for trusting me with your issues and concerns, and I hope I have served you in a manner that changes your outlook on public servants, as that has been my goal from day one, to serve the community. If we don't shine in the public square, then darkness will fill the void. From the campaign trail to 3 years of service, building relationships with the members of this community has truly been an honor of a lifetime. I am eternally grateful for the trust you placed in me to represent and advocate for the needs of District 6. Thank you for the privilege of serving you. As we look ahead, I remain confident in the strength, resilience, and goodness of this community. Let us continue to show up for one another, engage with respect, and work together for a brighter future. The work doesn't end here, and neither does my commitment to this community. Effective immediately, I will be resigning my position as District 6 School Board Representative and stepping down. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak this evening? Dr. Andes?
First of all, I want to thank all the speakers for coming this evening and all the individuals who are attending the budget input session. I thank Ms. Addis for her service on our Board of Education. There have been times when we've disagreed, but we've never been disagreeable. And I'm surprised and shocked at your announcement this evening. I'm speechless. But I thank you for your time. I thank you for your commitment, and I thank you for your service on the Board of Education. I want to also talk a little bit about funding. Worcester County Public Schools, as Mr. Tolbert pointed out, under the state aid formula, we received the lowest amount of aid per pupil in the state. And that's because it's a wealth-based formula. Because there's a wealth-based formula, Worcester County is considered to be the wealthiest county in the state of Maryland. And we all know that's not true. We all know that's not true. Over the years, we've tried to convince the state that the formula is wrong. But we've not been able to convince the state that the formula is incorrect. So consequently, we have the formula we have. And any time the funding from the blueprint, any other aid is sent through the formula, we receive the lowest amount of state aid. Mr. Tolbert gave you an example this evening on National Board Certified Teachers. So as a result of that, we have to rely on our county government. And we've been very fortunate over the years that our county government has been very supportive of our system. And we thank them over those years for their support. In terms of the support that they give, we provide a high-quality educational program for our students. We're #1 in the state in math. We're #1 in the state in reading. In Stephen Decatur Middle School is the #1 math school in the state of Maryland. It is #1. And Ocean City Elementary School is the #1 elementary school in the state of Maryland, according to U.S. News and World Report. So as a result of that investment that we have paid for our children, we have a return on that investment that makes a difference for each and every student each and every day. Our son and daughter are both graduates of Stephen Decatur High School. And because of the education they received in Worcester County Public Schools over the years, when we came to Worcester County, our son was in kindergarten at Shal. and our daughter was in 5th grade at Shell. And they received an outstanding education at Shell Elementary School, Berlin Intermediate School, Stephen Decatur Middle School, and Stephen Decatur High School. And thanks to the efforts of their mom, they're being very successful. I got no credit for their success. It's all their mom's doing. And please tell her I said that, because she does not watch the live stream. So when you see her, please tell her that I gave her full credit for those success. We have some significant challenges facing us in this budget. The state has an issue right now. They have a significant issue because of the fact that the state has a structural deficit. The good news is we don't get a lot of money from the state to begin with. But I know when the state has a structural deficit, those things that they can't afford or don't want to afford gets passed on to county government or gets passed on to our school system. And so consequently, my mic is dying. I guess it's almost time for me to stop. But we're going to face some significant challenges over the next several months. And I just want to thank you for your input this evening. Our goal is to create a school system that serves the 7,000 students who each and every day are transported by our phenomenal bus contractors. They're greeted in the morning, and our bus contractors are the last individuals to see them in the evening. We're very fortunate and blessed that we have outstanding bus contractors in our school system who take such good care of our kids, and they go above and beyond in that. In terms of what happens next, all the information that we received this evening, as well as other comments, and those individuals who are not here this evening, you can reach out to us through the Worcester County Public School website and contact us, or you can see me in Food Line or any other location and have a conversation with me as to what you believe is important in terms of this budget. We will do our very best to assure that we have transparency in our budget and we spend our dollars for our school system wisely. But I just want to echo that we have a great school system. Are we perfect? No. No, we're not perfect. But each and every day we recognize those areas that we need to improve, and we will continue to work on those areas that we need to improve each and every day. So I urge you, if you haven't done so already, to look at Mr. Tolbert's 2 PowerPoints that he put together. Because the first PowerPoint on the blueprint contains those unfunded mandates of compliance that we have to do in terms of the state. The second PowerPoint presentation provides an overview of some of the challenges that we face as a school system from today and going forward. Many years ago, the Danville Area School District invested in a kid who was 5 years old. And because that Danville Area School District in Danville, Pennsylvania invested in me, and the state of Pennsylvania invested in me and allowed me to go to Bloomsburg State College with tuition support and assistance. And then I got hired in Maryland, and Maryland supported me in allowing me to have a job and a career in the state of Maryland. If it wasn't for the tax dollars and the people paying forward in Danville Area School District in Pennsylvania, or the citizens of Maryland, I would not be able to sit here today. If it wasn't for the tax dollars of the people of Worcester County, my kids would not have had the quality education that they did, and they would not be successful today. So I thank everyone who's helped to contribute to make this school system the way it is today. I've been involved in this school system in one capacity or another for 32 years. For 32 years. I've been involved in developing an operating budget for the school system and capital budget for 21 times. And I will continue to work hard on behalf of all of the citizens of Worcester County, but most importantly, those kids who don't get a chance to vote. But that's our investment. Those kids are our investment. That kindergarten child who will graduate in 14 years from now in the class of 2040. So the decisions we make today, the investments we make today, will determine whether or not that kindergarten child has an opportunity to be a productive citizen and contribute and pay forward. And we will continue to make those decisions in the best interests of Worcester County Public Schools, but most importantly, in the best interests of our children, because they are our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ennis. Any other board members wishing to speak? I'd like to offer our superintendent, she would like to say something before I speak.
Yes, I just wanted to thank Mrs. Addis for her service. I've appreciated working with you in various capacities over the last few years. And like as Dr. Andy said, we always don't agree, but you have always been gracious. And we made time to speak to one another and communicate with each other. So I wish you and your family all the best. You will be in my prayers, and thank you for all of your service.
Well, I too want to say thank you, because as serving as board president for the last 3 years, you and I haven't always agreed, but there are some things we do agree on. And we've had many conversations outside of this boardroom. There's been times when you've called me and asked me to take care of things, and you and I have had conversations. And so, but one thing I do appreciate about your service is that you're dedicated, and you came here with a purpose, and you followed that purpose every day. And that is, I have to respect that, and I really do. And I'm actually gonna miss you up here and miss those different perspectives, because discussion about things is very healthy, and that really is important. So I want to thank you. You represented your district well. I want to thank you for being here, and I'm gonna miss you being up here. I also want to thank all the parents that came out this evening to take time out of their busy schedules to speak to us about what their perspectives are on their schools and what they think they need. We truly appreciate your dedication, not only for tonight, but what you do for your kids, and also all the teachers and staff that we have here that do so much for our kids in the school system, as well as the principals who are here with us tonight. We appreciate that. So I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Wallace for some informational items for our upcoming meetings. Dr. Wallace?
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. Just a few upcoming dates. On Tuesday, December 16th, our Board of Education will have a regular meeting open session to begin at 12:30. December 22nd, 2025 through January 2nd, 2026, as the kids like to say, at the end of this closing for winter break, that we will see them next year. That's their favorite thing to say about a break. And we will reopen on January 5th of 2026. So back to you for the meeting closing.
Thank you. Okay, so I will ask my board if I can have a motion to adjourn and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Andes and a second by Mr. Smack. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.